Go to our polygon selection, and I'm going to go to my knife tool, and we're going to knife. And let's just kind of see what we got here. Obviously, this will be the tip of our guy, so we're going to want some detail there. And we're probably going to want to place a few extrusions here and there, and then just kind of around here. So I'm going to hit UL on the keyboard. And as usual, I'm going to grab this guy here. And I'm going to, excuse me, extrude inner. I kind of want to bring that in just a little bit. Pardon me. And let's kind of extrude in, kind of thin it out a bit. Like that. That's pretty cool. And I'm going to go UL once again, and I'm going to select these little rings right here. Let's extrude inner once again. And I'm just going to bevel these out. Oops. Where did my other loop selection go? Okay, so let's hit UL. Let's do it over again. And extrude inner. And just bevel it. Yeah, kind of like so. Cool. All right. Now I'm going to select this guy here on the end, UL, and I'm just going to kind of extrude him. Just give it a little bit of thickness there. All right, now let's go to the tip here. Let's go to UL as well. And I'm going to extrude inner just a little bit here. And maybe just extrude a smidge. Extrude inner, and let's bevel this here as well. Kind of like that. I kind of want that tip to be a little longer, so I'm going to go to my rectangle selection, my points mode, make sure that's turned off, and we're just going to kind of pull him out just a little bit. Kind of like that. Cool. All right, wonderful. This is wonderful. So let me go to the top here really quick. I kind of want to see what we're looking at. And I'm going to grab our live selection tool, our single kind of arrow here. And I believe I'm going to turn off my visible elements. And I'm going to grab these guys here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to extrude this upwards just a little bit here. I think maybe kind of like that. And I'm going to go to our side here, go back into points mode, grab our live selection, make sure this is turned off. And I'm just going to kind of pull these back a little bit, kind of like that. And I think I'm just going to bring these in maybe just a little bit. That's cool. Let's go to our poly mode here, back to live selection. Make sure that we can select all the way through. And let's go ahead and, oh, you know what, we are getting a little bit of a distortion on this. I'll tell you what. First off, since we got a little bit of a curvature there, let's select those points and just kind of simply scale those in. Just like that. Kind of more like a fin kind of shape. Something like so. All right, now back to our poly mode. Excuse me. And let's extrude inner on that. And just let's go ahead and extrude out. Maybe we want to go in just a little bit. Yeah, I think inwards probably be able to get a little bit more cool detail with that. I'm going to rename this just our barrel for right now, even though we have a million barrels. And live selection, I'm going to make sure this is turned on because I just want to select these guys right here. And extrude inner, extrude like so. It looks pretty okay. I'm going to want to probably grab do a loop selection here for our inner. And let's just bevel that. Oops, just kind of round it out a little bit. Coolio. Okay, off to a good start. It's starting to look like a barrel. I'm going to want to probably add a little bit of life down here to this guy here. So let's go back to our knife, and we could just make one kind of simple. Maybe we'll just do two. Oops, point mode. Point mode, knife tool, bada bing, bada boom. All right, now let's grab this dude here. UL, loop selection, and I'm going to kind of extrude that in a little bit. I'm going to grab my scale tool and just kind of bring that in a little bit once again, and then just kind of bevel outwards just a smidge, or just kind of maybe kind of a counterweight or something of that nature. And I think we could probably just you know what I'm going to do, actually? I'm going to do one more knife cut. Just bear with me. Cool. All right, UL, loop selection, and maybe just barrel that kind of like so. Or bevel, barrel. It's all blending together. Okay, cool. I'm going to go to my point mode, go to rectangle selection, and just simply scale this in. We kind of want to leave it at a point. Excuse me, something like that. So we're off, looking pretty okay here. Change my font settings. Get some nice edges on there. Cool. Looks pretty decent. Looks pretty sci-fi. Looks somewhat intimidating. Great. Okay, cool. Why don't we go ahead and let's actually just put this in there like so. And let's go to kind of our multiple panels here, view, and just kind of, excuse me, just kind of bring this down. Oops, we want to grab the whole thing. And just kind of bring it down. See what we've got here. And just kind of place it in there. Kind of like so. Bring it back. Kind of center it a little bit. That looks pretty okay. We might want to, excuse me, grab our arm here. And I think we kind of want to bring that up a little bit. So I'm going to grab this guy and that guy as well, loop selection. And I'm going to do an inner extrude. And I believe I'm just going to grab just my scale just to kind of bring it in a bit. And maybe bevel it like so. Bevel it, and then we can go ahead and extrude it just to kind of help kind of hinge it up a bit. Pretty simple stuff, huh? All right, cool. Now let's grab a symmetry object and drop our barrel in there. And it's starting to come together. Looking pretty cool, looking pretty cool. All right, I think that's off to a good start. And speaking of, I think we're going to be moving on to kind of finishing up some of the detail around our guy, and then also we're going to want to probably add in some of those kind of spline dynamics cables so that when this thing is keyframed and it recoils, it kind of reacts to the movement. So yeah, cool. All right, we will see you